Hey y'all, I'm Craig with the Bickums right here on YouTube, and we also have our Small Town Wreath Shop on all of our other social media platforms as well. You can check us out right here at smalltownwreathshop.com. I've been having a lot of people ask me to do another quick bow tutorial, and my wife needed another bow for this wreath. I've got one made. She wants to put another one up in the other corner. So that's what we're going to do today. This is the same ribbon that's in there now. It's got a cream with a little gold glitter in it, really pretty. We've got a fall pumpkin with a little glitter, and we've got this neat little polka dot, little small polka dots with some gold and glittered polka dots as well, and then the rust color. The way I do my bows most of the time is I use a 2.5 inch or bigger on bottom for the base, and then I build what they call the blast off bow, the 3, 2, 1 on top of that. It's super easy. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it, y'all. And remember, you can make it bigger and then just cut your tails back. You know, now this is the Pro Bow 4-in-1. I absolutely use this one most of the time. We have multiple bow makers, but this is the one I always use. Just a habit of mine, I fold the ribbon and I cut my dovetail before I start. I usually I've gotten to where I do, if I don't do the same length tails on each side, I do one a little bit longer than the other and let the bow run vertical, and let the long tails kind of hang down and the shorter ones go up. These I'm going to put about this is 10, so about a 12-inch tail on the right side and about an 8 or a 9 on the left. Now what I do is I stick the ribbon in and then I twist it between the pegs. You don't have to. Just remember, this side's going to be up, this side's going to be flipped. So you want to make sure that you're flipping, you're twisting. You can set it down and you can twist it before, just kind of, make it a twist if you want, and then stick it in. I just don't do it that way. I put it in and I twist it. All of our ribbon is wired ribbon, so it'll stay pretty good. And then I just kind of mash it down, and then I make my first loop, and then I pull my slack back over to my right. We're going to stay about 6 to 6.5 inches on the first loop. I think I'm going to do about a 6.5, and then we're going to keep it between the pegs there, and we're going to twist or accordion down and then twist. The bigger ribbon you want to kind of squeeze down a little bit as you twist. And now every time you twist, you see the bottom side of the loop. And now we're going to just fold back over. We're going to make our other 6.5 inch loop. Just kind of hold it at the 6.5. This is just going to be a tail because we're putting one loop of the 2.5 on each side. So now we're just going to accordion down and fold straight. We're going to fix our loop. Make sure we got our length right. We're going to fix this side a little bit, pushing out the center of that ribbon, and we're going to lay it out about the length that we want. You kind of just guess. I just get it over my numbers there, about the 9, and we're going to cut it just like so. I don't need that racket on. And cut your next dovetail. Now what I do is I fold the ribbon in half. This is my right hand, this is my left. I hold the ribbon in my left with the wire together, and I cut up from the no wire to the wire. So cut up toward the wire, 45 degrees, and give you a pretty little dovetail. And just lay it out just like so. Get my garbage so I can throw all my pieces together. Now we have our bottom like we want. Now we're going to just move right on up the line with the next ribbon. What we try to do, it didn't work out in this one, but most of the time I separate the prints from You know, like normally we may have put a solid between, you know, to separate those prints, but on this particular bow, Melissa wanted the solid on top. So I'll just do happy wife, happy life, huh? So that's what I'm doing. But don't sleep on them solids, y'all. We do carry a lot of solids here, so y'all can check us out at smalltownwreathshop.com. We appreciate everybody's support. All right, same thing, about an inch, you know, shorter on your length. You're going to shorten up each time. So this tail going to be about an inch shorter than the last. This is going to start the blast off bow. So now we're going to do 3 loops on each side of this 1.5 inch pumpkin. The next ribbon and each loop is going to be about probably close to an inch shorter. You can come down, you know, keep it about an inch shorter, you know, give or take a good finger or more, you know, that's a little more. So about an inch, 3/4 of an inch to an inch shorter. I found out that if you make every loop too long, things start to get kind of floppy. So let's leave them at about an inch shorter. Remember, work them loops out, check your length, and just get every one of the this color, the loops will stay all the same length. Every color will be the same length until you move to the next color. So keep it about the same length. Make sure you got it twisted good. Don't get in no hurry. You know, you ain't gotta, you'll get faster as you go, but I'm just real particular about my loops. I like for my bows to look really good. If you're gonna put the time in it to make them, why not make them look good? You know, that's just what I say. Alright, so we got 3 on this side. Make sure you got that twist. Just kind of pull your ribbon tight. Make sure that length's good. Now it doesn't have to be, remember, we're not building a watch. We're building a bow. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. And this is just one style of bows. I mean, you can do so many different styles of bows. You can do single colors. You can put as many loops. You want a big fluffy bow like a tree topper bow, you put you about 20, let's see, put you about 20 or 24 loops, you know, total 12 on each side. Work your way up with one color and you can get some big fluffy bows. You can do, sometimes I do just the bottom ribbon and I'll do like a 1-2-1. Makes like an airy bow whenever Melissa's, it has a lot of space in it when she's sticking her florals and her picks and her greenery. Gives her more room to work. Still turns out to be a beautiful bow. Alright, move right on up the line. This one's going to be your 2. Remember, we're doing our 3-2-1 on top of that 2.5, or you could use a 4 if you wanted to. Same thing. Cut your dovetail about 1 inch shorter on that tail, and this one's going to have 2 loops on each side. 2 loops, about 1 inch shorter on your loops as well, maybe 3/4 to 1 inch shorter, 1/2 inch, 5/8. You ain't got to get that particular. I'm making it, you know, a good thumb width shorter. So you pull that little twist down good and tight, and I push down in the middle, and I keep that bow, I keep that stack tight as I go. You know, every time I push down, I kind of push down on that stack right in the middle between both, you know, each side of the pegs. Keep that stack good and tight. That's going to help keep your bow nice and straight. Alright, we're on our last one. This is our last loop on this side, so you don't have to twist again. You just accordion up, squish it down in there, pinch it together, and leave that pretty side up. Alright, yay much shorter. and I know y'all can do it. Y'all can do it if I can do it. I learned to make bows. Melissa taught me. I learned from watching everybody else on the videos, and while I was hurt. I had gotten hurt offshore and about to go crazy not doing anything in a chair, especially after I had my back surgery. And I learned to make bows, and my bows turn out. I like my bows. I like this particular style that I've got. I've went with this style for a little while now. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, I had to go find some more ribbon. I didn't have quite enough on there. I thought I did to do the single loop on top, but I did. Alright, so now let's get back at it. About 1 inch shorter, twist, push down, hold, make your loop about 1 inch shorter, twist it good, push it down, make your loop about 1 inch shorter, and then accordion it down. Accordion it down and go ahead and make sure your loop's good and straight. Make sure everything looks good before we get too far. Cut your tail about 1 inch shorter than the last one, and cut your dovetail. And most of the hard part's done. Alright, so that's going to finish that one as far as any ribbon. Now we're going to put it together with the zip ties. We use some black, we use some clear or the white. This is, I think, an 8 inch. Doesn't have to be that long, but yeah, this is an 8 inch. And I always try to pick a you don't have to, but for some reason I like to pick a chenille stem that's kind of coordinating. That's a natural color, which I actually, just something I do. What I do, get underneath it and slide it up between them dowels and slide your zip tie underneath, push it back down, put your zip tie together. I come toward the back and I pull it down. I just don't pull it down all the way, and you can see how that stack, well, I think you can see how you keep your stack straight. I don't know if you can see that or not, how your stack stays straight, and I keep the zip tie beside it for now. Then I roll that zip tie around. Don't pull your zip tie tight yet. And I slide it right in the middle where you can see where those dowels were at, where it pushed on that ribbon. Put it right there in that little crease. Roll that zip tie around. Push it down, because you should have some slack to put your chenille stem under. Pull it about halfway. Now we can keep the stack straight between your fingers and pull that zip tie. And working, keep that stack good and straight. Keep all those ribbons as you pull. Keep everything as straight as you can. And you ain't gotta like that's pretty tight there, but just keep it where everything lays in a row. You can tighten it up as you start fluffing. I don't know why I just fluff with my long ends first. I don't know, something I just do. No rhyme or reason. Pull everything down so you can kind of hold it between your fingers and start moving everything. Now, what I tell everybody is you can tell which way that ribbon wants to go. If it's relaxed one way, unless you have to move it, let it go that way. So I start with this one. We only have one loop, so we're just going to kind of separate a little bit, leave it straight. The next tail, it's already kind of leaning to that left. Then grab your next loop up. I go left. Your next loop goes totally right. Makes like a 3 fingers. The middle one stays in the middle. And just now you want to start opposite. This tail went this way. This next tail is going to go the opposite way to the right. And now how you can see like you got this split like fingers. Now you see how this one's already there? We're going to leave it. Move this one over here, and you want it to fall right between those holes where you can see it, like right through there, just a little bit. And make sure you're opening up those loops. Remember, your ribbon's wired, so pull it where you want it. Next tail to the left, and then your last loop kind of falls just kind of right in between that last two ribbon in the little V, just like the two. Flip it around. Now we want to cross everything. So we got the first one is to my left. The same one on the next one needs to go to the right. So just leave your loops, line your two loops together, you know, kind of a little bit. I moved it a little bit like that. And you want this tail going all the way back this way across from that other tail. So you want everything just kind of, you know, crossing. You'll see kind of how it goes. This one will go left, this one's going to go right, right in the middle. Find your pumpkins on this side, so your pumpkin tail is going to go all the way to the left. Now we're going to find our, move him this way. We're going to find our next ones. Our polka dot is going to go between, right between those little three, you know, right between those little feet. Kind of look like a little turkey track. Go right between them. Find this polka dot tail. It's on this side, so we want it to go opposite. So just kind of pull it, you know, kind of work it back down between your loops and pull it, and then fluff it up as you go. You know, kind of get everything kind of fluffed around. And then we got the single loop, run them up in the middle, and this is your last tail on this side, so go this way. Alright, so now we kind of got everything laying. I want to make sure everything is across from each other, and yank it, pull it, whatever you got to do to make sure that the bow goes in the shape that it deserves to be in, you know. And that's what you want to do. You want that. You want the bow to have a pretty shape. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you're looking at it, I know that's how my mind works. I want everything to look a certain way, and I take that little extra time and I make sure that it does. Then you can take your zip tie and you can pull your zip tie a little bit, get a couple clicks. 2 clicks is all it takes, and there's the bow. And you can see how, like, I want this one kind of straight, so I'm gonna keep pulling him until he gets like straight down, because I kind of like all of my space to be partially taken up. This one here, he needs to go a little more up so he fills that hole a little. And then fix all your little loops. Make sure those loops are out. Take your fingers and run through it. Now you're going to mess it up a little bit as you stick it on your wreath or wherever you're going to put it. So once you get it tied on, go back, do the same thing in place, fluff it, and you can see how this bow can run up and down. You can turn it sideways. It's super cute. I really do enjoy the style of the bow that I have started making, and I guess everybody else seems to like them as well. I don't have a name for it. It's just a bow that Craig makes. So, but I really think it's really cute, really pretty, and everybody's been asking for me to do more bow tutorials. So I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments if it did. I know it's short. I try to take my time and, you know, help everybody out. And you can see, look, it don't have to be perfect. This loop got longer than that loop. Y'all, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't think bows were meant to be 100% perfect, even though I like them about 95%. So, but I appreciate y'all taking the time to ask me to do this. It makes me feel good that y'all at least like the way I make my things, and I hope I help. If I do, let me know in the comments how you like them. If you tried them, ask me questions. I'll see if I can help you as much as I can. And until the next time, y'all, if you like these videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you get any value out of them, make sure you share them with somebody, and subscribe to our With the Bickham channel right here on YouTube, and help our channel grow We love y'all. Don't forget to check out our smalltownwreathshop.com as well, and you can go check our blog out withthebickums.com. So y'all have a blessed day. We'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.